Old World, Florida. Dr. Narco Longo.
Brought to you by the Florida Department of Magic. Welcome to Florida, baby.
Florida is the original Garden of Eden.
Concentration of freshwater springs in the world.
Florida oranges are the golden apples of mythology. A race of giant men once roamed this peninsula. The Smithsonian can suck my balls.
Megalithic ship anchors, known as Saxor stones.
I'm bringing Saxor back. World, Florida.
Hang on.
Dr. Narco Longo.
Run it back, baby. Run it back.
Excuse me. Remix. You guys have no idea what it takes to close a bookshop. Okay. That's my favorite branded Old World Florida meme. I'm glad you guys are keeping it alive. And it's true. Walk a mile in my loafers, okay? None of you could ever. But all right. Speaking of labor, closing early, eating dinner, going on vacation. These are some themes that have, some things I've been up to. But these are very Tauresian concepts and themes. So, I was just eating dinner before I signed on. Eating's a big Taurus thing. This past week, I was on vacation. Okay. Many people might think vacation is a Sagittarius thing, right? Going somewhere far. But when we look at the word vacation, we actually see something interesting. Vaca is the root for vacation, which means cow or, bovine in Latin, and vacation. So vacation, vaca, you go to a restaurant. If you want to never misspell restaurant again, just remember how to spell Taurus. If you know how to spell Taurus, which is eating and resting, Taurus is all about eating and resting. Restaurant is spelled like Taurus. Now you'll never misspell it. If I was saying Taurus, and I make a point of saying Taurus, because when you say Taurus, everyone says, like I'll ask people, "Oh, are you a Taurus?" And they'll say, "No, I was born here." "No, thank you. I'm not a tourist." Well, Taurus, tourist, those sound pretty close. Is that by accident? I think that ties back into the vacation thing, doesn't it? When you're a tourist, you're usually on vacation, or vice versa. And as much as these have to do with traveling, and there is a Jupiterian element to Taurus that not many people know about through the runes. So Taurus and Sagittarius are actually very closely connected through the runes, the runic system. So that's why you see that hard T in a lot of Taurus words and Sagittarius words, like stormy, story, author, authoritative, that Thor, that phonetic root does go back to Jupiter, and Jupiter does impart some of its qualities to Taurus. A little understood connection, but it is a valid one. But all right, we're talking about Taurus tonight. So
Ed, real quick, one of the commenters in a previous stream mentioned that Sagittarius is the centaur. So there's the same root there.
Bingo. Thank you. That further ties down the link between Sag and Taurus, centaur. But all right. So, and since they're just rolling off the tongue, centaur, Sagittarius is all about the bullseye.
Oh, nice. There you go.
And which is the centaur of the target. The target, Taurus, whatever. All right, you guys awake or asleep yet?
It ties in perfectly because when I think Taurus field. Taurus is fixed Earth. And if you know the true nature of Earth, Taurus fixed Earth is extremely significant. But then take the as above, so below, the microcosm and the macrocosm, and then the heart, produces a Taurus field. The human biofield is literally, we have a Taurus field around us that is our aura or our energy. So like that's both fixed Earth and then also us, as us are fixed Earth beings, in this world. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, totally. Yeah. The Taurus is the root of the material world. It's like the kernel, the core, it's yeah. But all right, guys, we're talking about Taurus tonight. It's Dr. Longo and good old Merlin from Wise Wizard Merlin YouTube channel. And yeah, guys, Taurus is a slow sign, slow moving. So, well, maybe not. I mean, I guess you've talked about how there's a little bit of like quickness or like speed, or at least in terms of the sun. Like I think the last show you were explaining how things start off with Aries, but there's actually an increase in speed. Is that correct when we get to Taurus?
An increase in the sun's strength. So the bull is
Strength.
stronger than the ram, and then the
Okay.
Gemini is the doubling of the heat, essentially. They're the doubling
Right.
of the increase of the heat from Aries to Gemini. And then, of course, at the end of Gemini, it starts decreasing again at the Tropic of Cancer.
Totally. Yeah, that's what you were saying. And that's exactly what Taurus is all about. So, yeah. So if you've ever used that word retard, that tar root, tartar, like plaque, like one of those roots is stone, or like something is hardened, tar. That's a very Taurasian concept. But all right, Taurus is the second sign of the zodiac. It is the bull or the cow. Some people say a bull, but we've pointed out on this show that not all bovine creatures with horns are female. Many, many species have horns in both sexes. So when they say the bull, don't let that throw you off, and don't let that make you think Taurus is a masculine sign. It's certainly a powerful sign, but it is amongst one of the most feminine. Taurus is a beautifully feminine sign. You can replace that word with a more comfortable one if you'd like. Passive, receptive, reactive sign. Taurus is the second sign, comes right after Aries, which is arguably the most masculine sign. It would make sense that the most feminine comes right after that. And don't let that hurt your ego, my Taurus men, okay? If anything, this is going to be a source of relief and understanding, because Tauruses they're queens, okay? They're queens. They're a little bit, how do we say this? We're just going to have to list some off so people can see what we mean, right?
Sure.
On this show, we focus on the occult symbolism, but also we dive into Hollywood actors, roles, archetypes, and that's why you cast a movie and you cast a horoscope. Same word there. All right. Taurus, the second sign, the bull. It is an earth sign. The first earth sign. It's the first fixed sign of the zodiac. And it's May, right? So the end of April 22nd-ish to May 22nd-ish is Taurus. Now you'll notice Mother's Day is tomorrow. What was I saying? Taurus is the mother. Cancer is kind of the mother of the zodiac, but Taurus is the Taurus is a sign that rules all female reproduction leading up to birth. That's the way I like to look at it. Is Cancer rules everything kind of after conception. There's a Cancer word. Mm-hmm. After conception or birth. Taurus is everything leading up to conception. Taurus
and
is
the moon does exalt in Taurus, so we have that going for it.
Yes, thank you. Taurus and Cancer share in so many of the same qualities. If they were both earth signs, they'd almost be identical. But Cancer, being a water sign, is very different. With Taurus, Mother's Day makes perfect sense in Taurus. May is like the cosmic mother. May, Maya, Maria, Madre, the material world is the mother world, the motherland. This is what's down here. I like to say up there is fire, air, and ether. Father, that's how we spell the word father. Fire,
Nice.
air, ether. F-A, ether. Mother, madre, material, mud, all that is mud and udder. Udder. My udder. Mother. That's what mother is. Get them teats over here, like mutter, my udder. Not really. Dr. Longo never breastfed, so didn't mean to trauma dump like that, but
it is natural though, that's the way it should be.
Yeah, totally. So Taurus is the bull's head. Again, going back to that, the bull's head is not a wholly masculine symbol. In fact, when we look at the Merlin, you might be beating me to it, but can you look up the fallopian tubes and the uterus and all that?
I just pulled it up as you were talking about this. It's literally on the screen right now. Yeah.
Bingo. So guys, this is how we see Taurus. Taurus rules the female reproductive system, in my opinion. Fertility is a Taurus and a Venus word. Aphrodite, Freya, all that fra, freaky, FR. That's all fertility, right? Africa is very, fertility, twerking, all it's just like all sex obsessed. And,
yeah.
Africa is like Aphrodite. Fertile. Lucifer is also Venus.
Yep.
So you get the fra root from Taurus and Venus. And looking at the different parts of the female anatomy, the reproductive system, you guys know how many bovine words we can find in this part of the body? So number one, it's shaped like a bull's head. That should be obvious. Head and horns, like a skull. But going part to part, vagina. V-A-G or V-A-C. Very close. Vaca, vagina. Who knows? Is that a stretch? Well, not the next one, okay? Uterus. The utter us.
Yep.
The fallopian tube. No. It's the buffalopian tube. Okay. That is bovine, baby. Okay. Yeah. And then ovary. Yeah. If you really want to stretch these, ovary. Bovine, ova, eggs. So, yeah. And, yeah. Well, you're welcome, Merlin. I know you've never seen one of these before, so you're welcome for the
Hey, man.
anatomy lesson.
Maybe one day I will. We'll see.
Yeah. The front, the opening's on the bottom, by the way.
Oh shit. Okay. I'll keep that in mind when I'm with your mom next time.
That's what I heard. Shit. Damn,
I would
bro.
Sorry, bro. Ovaries though is also like a bit Aries, isn't it? Of Aries.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's good too.
And
I can see it.
yeah. Where's the ovaries? Yeah, and it looks like a little bit Aryan there. But yeah, I mean, bovine bovary is a pretty good connection too. Buffalopian's fucking great, honestly. That
Thanks,
works
man.
really well.
Thanks,
Dude, and
man. I came up with all those, by the way.
Good job. This is a good time too. Just randomly, the great Cam Waters on your show a few months ago
Yeah.
gave us both the introduction to this excellent connection that the word vaccine has the root vaca. It's
Oh,
all
yeah.
about being a cattle, guys. And with this whole hentavirus thing, don't be a fucking cattle, okay? Even if you're a Taurus native, don't be a cattle. Don't get the vaccination.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Actually, do get triple boosted. My bad, YouTube. You know, take all the vaccines, obviously, but you know, guys, think. You know, don't be sheep, don't be cattle.
Yeah. I agree. Well,
But
guys, let's get that anatomy off the screen before
sure.
YouTube
Oh yeah, we're getting
hits us
trouble.
with the. I don't think so. Just kidding. But as long as you slap a fucking dude onto it, we can show whatever we want. As long as that uterus is attached to a man, we can post as much as we want.
Especially if they're disabled and
Show.
trans shit.
Inside, outside, upside down, downward doggy, downward facing dog. Never mind. All right, here, let's throw the comments up. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. Vaca Sin Nation.
Yep.
So let's see, who do we want to talk about? Okay. On the thumbnail, the first guy we got to talk about. Well, what else? Anything else we should say about Taurus before we get into some celebs?
I mean, there's a lot we could say about it, you know, but like you were saying earlier, to bring some connections too, like when you were saying about how Cancer and Taurus are extremely connected. Yeah, like the moon exalts in Taurus, the moon domiciles in Cancer, and then it's like the moon plus a benefic, essentially, you know, the moon and Venus and Taurus, and then the moon and Jupiter in Cancer. So like both of those signs are extremely benefic. And you know, again, like your mother is a blessing to you. You know, your mother brought you into this world. Tomorrow, get your mom some flowers for Mother's Day. You know, like Longo was saying, you know, Mother's Day is a very Taurian holiday, and flowers are a very Taurian gift, you know. Like I mentioned earlier, Taurus is fixed earth, and all of the fixed signs are the most of their season, right? Like we talked about many episodes ago last year, that like the zodiac's broken into quarters. You got your spring, your summer, your fall, and your winter, and there's nothing more spring than Taurus. You know, Aries is a little bit, you know, it's a little bit cold in the beginning, but Taurus is like pure spring energy. So yeah, I would just add that, I guess.
Yeah. What else can we say about Taurus? Well, we'll something will come to us. But
For sure.
who should be our first victim here? Who's going to hop on the casting couch first? Who do we have today?
Do we go with Mr. Thumbnail for both of us or what?
Yeah, let's hit the Rock first for sure. So yeah, the Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Quick little story, all right. Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I don't know if he was born in Florida, but he's kind of from Florida. He played football for for Miami University, I think. And he hangs out in Miami a fair amount. He's filmed multiple things in Miami. Pain and Gain was a kind of popular Florida movie. Like it was a real story down here in Florida. And then he did that movie or that show called like Ballers or something, where he was like an NFL agent, and it was a terrible show, but set in Florida largely. And so yeah. Now, one time, I haven't met The Rock, but I've stood pretty close to him, okay? I was at the Miami airport, maybe the Fort Lauderdale airport, I forget. And Dwayne The Rock Johnson came up with I don't know if it was a nanny or his wife. Didn't really look like his wife, kind of looked like a nanny, and maybe 2 daughters. I think. 1 daughter at least. I'm gonna tell you, man. I got some dirt. Okay, I got some dirt on the rock. Okay,
Oh shit.
he's not gonna like that I tell you this. That guy. People have already said this. His height is mislead. He overlists his height. He's not 6'5". No, hell no. Not 6'4". He's not 6'3". Okay. I was in like 8th grade when this happened. I'm about 6'2". The Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was my height. Okay. When I was like, I don't know, 16. Okay. He's not 6'5". I don't think he's 6'3". Now, whatever. That might not matter to a lot of people, but whatever. I've heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's not 6'5". Look, he's next to this guy who's 6'5" and all that. My mom said, "Wow, he's not as big as I thought he was. He's not as big as you think he is." So, yeah. But all right, The Rock. What else can we say about him? I don't like him. I don't like his movies. I don't like anything about him. I don't like a single Rock movie. He's never made me laugh. He's ugly. He looks like a one of those Moai stones. He looks like one of the Easter Island heads.
Does he? You didn't
Yeah.
watch did you watch him wrestling growing up or no?
No, I got into WWE or like SmackDown, whatever, after he left. Thank God. So I was more of a, I don't know when he came around. I was more like Triple H, Batista. Those are my guys. But
dude, I've got a funny Rock story, man. So I grew up loving The Rock, watching WWE and shit. Like I just loved wrestling, man. Like only when I was in like 6th grade. You know, I grew out of it after elementary school. But talking about not knowing fucking vaginas, bro. When I was in, I think 5th grade, The Rock. You know how like when you're younger, like you hear shit like the Limp Bizkit song Nookie. You know, we all sung Nookie in like 6th grade, not knowing what the fuck Nookie was, right? We did it all for the Nookie. No fucking idea what Nookie was.
yeah.
So The Rock would say he would say something about like poontang pie. And like one day I went into fucking school and I was screaming at my teacher's assistant about how badly I wanted poontang pie. I had no idea what the fuck it was, but like I just like yelled at this lady for like a good like 30 minutes straight and she was like, "What the fuck?" probably. But yeah. You had to be there, I guess.
Yeah. Dude, this one time they brought a totally unrelated. I'm just trying to one up your story. Forgive me, but
You're good.
this one time they brought a Navy SEAL into my school. I don't know why I'm telling you this. They brought a Navy SEAL into my school, and they had like all the kids get together to like hear him speak. And he barely started talking, and he made the mistake of like asking for questions like right at the beginning. And this kid asked him, "Have you ever chopped someone's head off?" Like right away. And the dude got up and left. When I was
shit.
I was like 9 years old, 10 years old. Some class clown like offended the shit out of him, like, triggered his PTSD.
Shit, he must have seen some shit.
That had nothing to do with what we were talking about,
But going back to what we're talking about, though, all of The Rock's catchphrases from wrestling are extremely Taurian in nature. Like he's talking about poontang pie. Well,
yeah.
that's sex. That's Venusian. That's pleasure, right? He
And
says,
food.
Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?" Exactly. You know, Taurus is all about eating. So, like, even his catchphrases are all about that. And you said he has what for a pet?
Well, we'll get to his pet.
Oh, okay. All right.
But hang on. He's well known for having multiple bull tattoos. So search The Rock or I guess this is my screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got an interesting tattoo and like a brand logo. So everyone knows him for like that kind of Polynesian type of tribal tattoo, but This is the tattoo we're really talking about. Dwayne Johnson had a bull tattoo. The two signs that always have themselves tattooed, and it makes perfect sense because cows are often tattooed. Did you guys know that?
Yep, branded.
Branded, tattooed, marked, pierced, ears pierced, you name it. And that's kind of like the mark of the beast too. You know, it's another way to interpret it is like mark of the livestock, or like, you know, can't buy and sell without it. You know, it's going to be implanted in us, something like that. But whatever. So Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson covered his kind of crappy bull tattoo up with an even shittier monstrosity of a tattoo.
Can you put that to the side? We can't see the
Yeah. Here, one sec. You see that?
Yeah.
See, he replaced that. He replaced that bull with a dead cow's skull, bull skull, something like that. But whatever. And yes, guys, you could link Baal to bull if you really want to, but yeah. So the two signs that always get tattooed, Taurus and Scorpio, they always have their zodiac sign tattooed on them. Like sometimes unconsciously. Many times it's unconscious, where they just say, "Oh, I like the bull. I like the scorpion." So Tauruses almost always have the bull. Rarely do I ever see like a Taurus glyph. Scorpios, which is right opposite Taurus, it's the same axis. Scorpios always get eagle tattoos, or hawk, or scorpion, of course, scorpion tattoos, but then also the glyph for Scorpio. So, but all right, you asked about his pet. Yes, he does have an interesting pet. Oh, pet rock. Here. Pet. No. Pet bull, not pit bull.
Oh gosh.
So, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson owns a massive pet Brahma bull named Soul Bully. Yeah. So, Dwayne Johnson seems to be infatuated with bulls on some level. Now, what else, guys? The Rock is as Taurus as it gets. Taurus rules Earth, but it also rules like density in general. Taurus is perhaps the densest sign of the zodiac, and I mean that in the not so flattering sense too. Like Tauruses are dumb. Okay, they're just, shoo, man. You did not know humans could get that slow, stupid, and Tauruses. I'm just teasing, guys. Tauruses are geniuses. There have been plenty of genius Tauruses, but Tauruses they like to take their time with things. They're a little bit slow. Tauruses, when you say something to them, they almost always take a second to like think about it. When you say something to a Taurus, very rarely are they the sign who's trying to say something to you as soon as your mouth closes. You know, like they really do receive what you're saying, and they almost can't even help it. Like when you throw a sentence at a Taurus, they have to process it. You know, they have to take that second to kind of think it over. And that gives them many times the impression of being dumb, because people who talk fast are often perceived as being smarter, quicker, sharper. Ben Shapiro made a living off that, by the way. And I think, who is Ben Shapiro, Taurus, or is he? What is he? A Cancer or Taurus?
I'll pull it up.
Tucker Carlson's a Taurus. So Basically, Tauruses are rock solid. They can have strong beliefs, strong foundation, strong roots, right? They are tied to the material world in a good way and a bad way. So they're very vain through Venus. They can be very vain and materialistic, but also they're very grounded, down to earth. Those are Taurus themes, down to earth. Tauruses have the perfect balance of being vain and down to earth. So, Tauruses are often driven by nature, right? Like they love herbs, they love flowers, making tinctures, anything, pressing flowers, just everything we're taking outside back home with them, taking nature back home with them. Growing plants in the house is such a Taurus thing. Taurus is infamous for having plants growing inside the home. But yeah, what else were we saying? Tauruses being dumb. Oh yeah. Let's get back to that. Tauruses, because they're rock solid and they take a second to get moving physically and spiritually. They have this reputation for being a little slow, slow moving like a bull, and they say the more peaceful animals or the more slower moving ones, the more, wise animals who take their time with things. You don't want to be a little rat or a mouse or even a leopard. You don't want to be, because they're restless. These animals are restless. Cows are the opposite of restless. They're not in a rush. They've got they got their whole day to enjoy. They're happy about the simple things, right? Tauruses appreciate simple pleasures, simple luxuries, and simple comforts. Taurus is the sign of comfort, but yeah, simple indulgences as well.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So just talking about cows, I think I don't know if I think I'm gonna learn this on your show, but cows moo. And moo backwards is om, the sound, sound of meditation, and as Santos says, that's every vowel with an M, and M is the letter of resistance. So, talking about slowing down, what do you do to meditate? You have to slow down as much as possible and go within and try to reach that stillness, and that's extremely Taurian. So you can think of meditation as maybe moo-ditation. And M truly is the letter of resistance, because when it comes to electricity, you have your voltage, you have your amperage, and then to calculate it, you need your ohm. Ohm is OHM is resistance, but again, mu backwards is ohm. So yeah, there's a lot there with that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I'm talking about the dumbness and the denseness, because this brings us back to The Rock. Has anyone ever said The Rock is an intelligent guy? No. He's big, strong, and that's kind of it. That's like the Taurus man archetype to a T. So last time we were talking about who are some of the taller signs. Taurus is up there, I'd say, but Taurus is one of the burliest signs. Big, strong, like a bull. They can have strong necks and shoulders. That's Taurus rules that part of the body. Neck, like when you think of a horse, you think of the thighs and the butt, right? When you think of a cow, you think of the neck and the shoulders. That's where all the power and the weight is. So, and with Aries, we talked about the forehead with the, all the focus is right here on Aries, the frontal lobe, forehead, and that's the cerebrum back there, or in the front. In the back, it's the cerebellum, and that bell is bull. So cerebram in the front, cerebell in the back, cerebellum. That's why bulls have their horns on the back of their head. Rams have it on the front. The zodiac's in the body, and the body in the zodiac. But Taurus you know, when it's to put something on your back, to put the team on your back, you know, to put it,
Hmm.
what they're really kind of saying is shoulders, you know, to take the weight of the world, like Atlas on, you know, the back, the shoulders, to be a beast of burden. That's Tauresian. Tauruses are the best at laboring. Physical labor, you want a Taurus with you. Okay. It's like, would you rather have a cow or 5 humans helping you plow a field? Probably the cow. I'd take one Taurus doing gardening work or outdoor work. I'd take one Taurus over 5 of any other sign. Tauruses have a green thumb. But okay, back to the density and how, you know, we say rock. Well, in the Bible, there is, what was his name? Cephas? I forget. What Peter's name to begin with? Peter's first name, I think, was Cephas or Cephas.
I'll look it
And
up. I got a good Peter connection later. Saint Peter, right?
the Apostle Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Cephas, his original name. And Jesus renames him Peter, or, you know, Petra, like rock, stone. And he makes this, it's almost like a joke. Jesus is kind of calling him stupid or slow, or, you know, a little bit of a joke. But Peter means stone. So rock, stone, that density, that kind of, to be, you know, when they say, oh, it's like talking to a rock, or he's as sharp as a rock, you know, something like that. You know, this is kind of hitting on this Taurus theme. Simon.
Simeon. Yeah. It's Simon.
Oh,
Yeah, that was his original name. Yep. Simeon or Simon, whichever that one is. Someone in the chat said,
oh
"Don't
wait,
use the rock
Jesus.
too."
Oh, Jesus gave him the nickname Cephas. Okay, sorry, I was mixed up. Cephas apparently also means rock, and it was a name for Peter. I had that mixed up. So Cephas apparently means stone. Peter means rock or stone. And again, remember I was linking Jupiter to Taurus a little bit. We also see Jupiter. Jupiter. So that explains Jupiter, Peter, you know, Jupiter, Taurus. Okay. Moving on from the rock here, you'll see. Yeah, what else? That's all I had to say about
Can
that.
you throw my screen up for a second for a little Peter connection?
Yes.
So in the Tarot, guys, can you make it so we can see the one on the right, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. So in the Tarot, guys, the Hierophant card is Taurus, and it used to be called the Pope. You can see here on the left. This is like on the right, we've got the Rider Waite Tarot card, the Hierophant, but the left one is Le Pape, or the Pope. And interestingly, if we look at the Hierophant card, you know, again, like it's a pope sitting on a throne, you know, throwing up the esoteric symbol with a triple cross on the left hand. And of course, it's the 5th card. Venus is the 5th planet, Taurus ruled by Venus. Interesting connection there. But then on the bottom here, we've got the double keys. Those are St. Peter's keys. If we take a look at St. Peter real quick, check this out. So the keys of heaven. So, I mean, let's go back to this for a second, right? So Taurus is the Hierophant. The Pope is the Hierophant. And what are papal decrees called? They're called papal bulls.
Yeah.
You know, and Santos had this great connection years and years ago that, like, there's a papal bull essentially that has not been contested, that like the Vatican essentially claimed ownership of all of Earth. And that is what all of canon or Canaanite law, which is what our current legal lawful system is based on. Deep shit, whatever. But
Totally.
we're talking Taurus here. The keys of heaven are St. Peter's keys. I'm sorry, go ahead, bro.
No, that's, yeah, bingo. Home run on that one. Because Peter, the first Pope, Peter the Rock, the Stone, allegedly the first Pope. Now, we disagree with that, you know, and some of the kind of more outside of the mainstream perspectives on early Christianity point to a couple other bishops of Rome before Peter gets that leadership position, including Jesus's brother, James, and at least I think 2 other people are church leaders before Peter comes into the picture in that capacity. And well, since you're talking about keys, real quick, the Florida Keys are quite the vacation destination, aren't they?
Nice.
Quite the tourist
Nice.
destination. And when you're talking about Vatican, I couldn't help but think Vatican or Vatican.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, well, who knows? Yeah. Go ahead.
No, that's just an anagram. It's simple, Vatican, vacation, vaca, tan. Yeah. And the Vatican does treat its subjects like cattle. There's a lot to that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. We got Catholicism, got the Pope, the Hierophant, Taurus. Let's get into the description a little bit more. Like I said, Tauruses tend to be big-bodied. Tauruses can put on weight very easily, like a bull, like a cow. Tauruses love to eat. Damn, Lena Dunham. That's an eater. That's a real Taurus. She's famous for being fat and dumb.
Famous for being fat. True, dude. Oh my gosh, that show Girls. Jesus, bro. But
Yeah.
Taurus does have beauties because Taurus is ruled by Venus. Beauty. You got Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah.
Just pure beauty, Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah. Megan Fox, Gigi Hadid, Penelope Cruz, Amber Heard. I wouldn't bang with a homeless guy's dick, but still, she was bad at one point. When she was like 25, she was smoking. Now she looks like a bag of fucking oatmeal. But Adele. Adele's not good looking, but she is such a Taurus.
She's lost weight. She's
girl.
lost weight.
Because she's vain like a Taurus.
Yay.
Because she's willing to cut corners.
Candace has such a Taurian look.
Yeah.
Like, I like Taurus because it's one of those signs you can see the most. Like, when you think about like looking for signs, Taurus is one of the ones where if you see somebody who's a Taurus and they're really Taurian, it's like,
easiest.
Oh yeah.
I think it's the easiest sign to guess. I have the most success guessing Tauruses. Well over 50% success rate with Tauruses. The sign I guess the most. It's almost unfair. It's too easy. When you see eyes spread out, when you see eyes pushed 2 inches or more apart, that's a Taurus thing, okay? Big time Taurus marker, or at least a Venusian type. And they tell you that the farther eyes are apart, it actually increases attraction. There's no limit to eye width in terms of like increased attraction, or like there's no drop off point where your eyes get too far apart that people won't call you attractive. Whereas nose, mouth, almost everything else, if your eyes are too close together, instant no, not attractive. People will report you as unattractive if they're asked. But with eyes that are spread apart, that is a big time Taurus thing. So some of the most beautiful women, there you go. Uma Thurman. People already beat me to it. Merlin, can you please search Uma Thurman?
Sure.
She's smoking hot too, by the way.
I've never been a big fan. Look at him. She looks so masculine to me.
No, you're right. She looks weird now.
I mean, even back in the day in Kill Bill, I was always like, eh.
Listen, dude, if you had Quentin Tarantino's fucking sucking your toes on the casting couch, you'd have a bit of a bitter face too, wouldn't you?
Let's see.
But Uma Thurman.
Okay, you know what?
Young.
Is that AI?
Yeah, I think that is AI. Look at the one up and to the right. Yeah, come on, dude.
Okay, never. When she was younger, she's very attractive. Like, whatever,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just like I never saw Kill Bill. Honestly, I've never seen the movie,
This,
but she
this,
just does. What's up?
someone said you look like Larry Bird. Who looks like Larry Bird? Me? I look like Larry Bird? Say it to my face. All right. He's an Irish legend, so I'll take it. As long as it's not Dirk Nowitzki, which I do get sometimes. But
Oh, it's B what B irony. Okay.
No, Larry Bird's ugly as fuck. That's an insult.
Oh no.
But I'll take it. He's an Irish legend. So Uma is a Taurus. Now, she is kind of famous for having her eyes far apart. I don't think it's a bad thing. Sometimes you tell people that, like, oh, I knew you were a Taurus because you could park a fucking semi truck between your eyes. Girls are like, oh no, I don't want to be ugly. It's not an ugly thing, believe it or not. Having your eyes far apart is actually a sign of like model like looks. But all right. So can you look up Uma Thurman Family Guy, please?
Uma Thurman. It won't have sound from my browser if you want to hear the sound. Is there like an image you're looking for though?
Yeah, top left. That one, the GIF. Now zoom in on it and watch the whole thing if you can. Do we get the whole GIF?
I don't think so. Let's see. Let me search GIF real quick. Let's see what we get here.
Yeah. Uma Thurman.
Oh, the eyes going further apart.
Yeah, zoom in on it. Blow it up.
I got you. Okay.
See, Family Guy picked up on this, okay? They picked up on this and they made such a funny fucking joke. This is Tauruses, people. This is how you can tell a Taurus. Yeah. Can you zoom in on that anymore?
I'll open it in another tab and do that. Yeah, we can zoom hella right there.
Yeah. So this Family Guy did a joke about this, about how her eyes seem farther and farther apart every time you look at her. And all right, who else has this? Search Candace Owens, please.
Sure can. Candace. Ooh, that's large.
Now,
oh yeah,
she's got those eyes too. Yeah.
Yeah, those are fucking a mile apart.
Also, her husband's last name is Farmer, I think, which means that's like her last name too, technically. Very Taurasian. Rachel Zegler. Look up Rachel Zegler.
Oh yeah, the new Snow White. Oh, dude.
Is she a Taurus?
I think so. Let me check the celebrities list. I think she's a Taurus. Yep. What does she have in Taurus? Let's see.
Damn, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Sun and Mercury. Sun and Mercury.
All right. So her eyes are kind of far apart, not too far, but who else is like that? Guys, list them off if you know them. Who else has those far apart eyes? That's a Taurus.
Was Robert Pattinson's eyes far apart?
A little bit, kind of. George Clooney kind of has it too, a little bit.
They're certainly not close together.
Yeah, who else has it?
Yeah, his are kind of far.
Yeah.
Gigi Hadid, maybe?
Yeah, look hers up. They're definitely not close together. Well, what's this girl's name? Renee Zellweger? However the fuck you say that. Look up her eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, and squinty eyes.
Squinty
That's something I didn't say. Guys, Tauruses have two types of eyes. They either have far apart eyes or very squinty eyes. Now look up Megan Fox, please.
Sure.
She's kind of got it too. I mean, you can tell there's a lot of, she doesn't look abnormal, but lots of room between her eyes, a lot of room. And they're rather squinty. So, all right, Tauruses have this look that the eyes are far apart very often. Or they'll be a little squinty. But yeah, so remember we were talking about like mooing and chewing. Well, what do you know about Tauruses also often have square jaws, like fully square. Or look up Robert Pattinson. He's got like the squarest jaw ever. The angle on his, I don't know what you call it, mandible or whatever. Tauruses are often, they have strong jaws because they love to chew. And Tauruses get great comfort from chewing and eating throughout the day. Tauruses love to snack and graze and just stuff their fucking face with food. Like, so, is he a Taurus?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
sure is.
Yeah.
On the list, yeah.
They have this earthy quality to them. You know, very earthy, very charming. I will say Taurus is the most charming sign for a man. Charming, true charm. Taurus men, they're like one of the girls, okay? They can get inside a lady's head a little bit. All right, get that fucking lesbian off the screen. We're not looking at it. No, we're not doing any of the fucking Stranger Things people. The fucking LGBTQ shit, pushing it on kids. No, everyone who ever touched anything having to do with Stranger Things is gonna burn in hell. Okay,
Whoa.
fuck Stranger Things. Bunch of PDF files.
Was it the last season that went hard? I haven't seen it.
Nah, don't get me started on Stranger Things. I hate that shit.
I kind of want to get you started on Stranger Things, man. What did they do?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, great Taurus. He's a real Tauresian. He's almost like a diet George Clooney, or like a kind of George Clooney on a couple testosterone injections.
Mm-hmm.
Big Taurus. You know, people love Taurus men in kind of like this, like, I don't know what the word would be, almost like sugar daddy role, where it's like older Taurus men, maybe gray hair, like kind of have this suaveness to them. Like, who's the Dos Equis guy? I feel like
the most interesting man in the world.
Yeah, I feel like his birthday is Taurus. You know that guy is Jewish, by the way.
Oh, of course, he's the most interesting man in the world. Oh, freaking vey.
Yeah. You know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's super Jewish. His name's Jonathan Goldsmith.
Oh, wow. Dude, Goldsmith, the first banking profession. My goodness.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Let me look at his birthday. No, he's a Libra, which makes sense. Libra's like party, drinking, socializing. But so whatever. Not a Taurus. But Taurus is all about eating, enjoying life, comfort. Tauruses love fur too. Like, Taurus is the sign most likely to wear fur. Even if they're like an animal lover or whatever, they'll wear fur or something that looks like fur. And man, who else can we talk about? We talked about The Rock. Here's another one. One
you
of my
mentioned
favorites.
John Cena.
Throw him up. John Cena is like The Rock 2.0. He is also a Taurus. He's also has a lot to do with bulls and cows.
My screen's not up, but
okay. John Cena. When's his birthday?
John Cena is April 23rd.
Yep. So just at the beginning.
Yeah, he's got Chiron, but Sun and Mercury in Taurus.
So John Cena, can you go back to John Cena on like Google and just search cow or bull? He's done multiple scenes, commercials, like scenes in movies, always next to a cow. like
Huh.
in the ring. You know, you see that,
Yeah.
and he's a Taurus. Taurus seems to be he voiced a bull in a movie.
That's wild.
Dude, it's too much. It's like too much Taurus. Okay. And when we get to Cancer, we're gonna have a field day with this guy, Jacob Elordi.
Yeah.
This fucking guy. When we get to Cancer, we're gonna have a field day with Jacob Elordi.
He's got flowers on his head right there.
Yeah. And he's very feminine too. Look up dress. Search John Cena dress. Okay.
Oh no.
Taurus men are the sign most likely to get in with the fucking feminization agenda. Okay. He's worn so many dresses. He came out naked on stage one time as like a humiliation ritual. I never liked John
Oh
Cena.
yeah, look at that. Sheesh. All right.
Yeah. I never liked him. Oh, can you look up green or poison ivy, Uma Thurman? This is
Sure.
such a Taurus role. It's not even funny.
Yes, it is.
Look at that. It's like pink or like rosy and green leaves, right? Poison ivy, leaves, flowers. This like seductive femininity. Very, very Tauresian. Now I want to talk about one of my favorite Tauruses, Josh Homme. Look him up, please. He's a well-known guy, but not like incredibly well-known. But he's a famous rocker. One of my favorite bands, Queens of the Stone Age, and he also played in Caius. It's an early band. Caius is one of the best bands ever. Stoner rock, doom metal, desert rock. Josh Homme is super influential, and Josh Homme is a real 6'5" Taurus. Okay, that he's huge. He's huge. 6'5", close to 300 pounds, gotta be. But it's like a healthy, burly, weight. He's not like fat, but he's always been big boned, thick. He doesn't look like your average like skinny rock star. He's a Taurus, The singer for Fall Out Boy is not tall, but he's also kind of thick and stocky and sings in like a falsetto almost. That's Taurus to a T.
Is that Pete Wentz or a different one?
I think Pete Wentz is the bassist.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And I think the singer's name is... forget his name.
I'm looking at Patrick Stump. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even that name's fucking Taurian, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. And Patrick's kind of like Padre, father, like Papa. And it's also like Peter. Like in Russian, they say Patrick Petrovic, which is like, has that rock root. But yeah.
He was always a plump lad.
Yeah. People who just kind of have a hard time losing that weight, they're often Tauruses or Cancers, sometimes Sagittarius. Those are the signs that put on weight the easiest. But Josh Homme, look up like height or his size, or like just him standing next to people, so you can see like how big he is.
It said 6'4" when I looked it up earlier. So it says 6'4", but you're saying 6'5"? Hey.
Yeah, 6'5" for sure. I've seen him in person too. He's huge. Definitely, he's the type of guy who would list it an inch shorter and might actually be taller than that. He's definitely 6'5". 6'4" is fake news. Get that out of here. But he's a big guy. He's always been burly, and he's kind of a tough guy too. Like he's gotten in some fights at shows. He's notorious for kind of being a troublemaker sometimes. But
is he the front man?
He is the singer and guitarist. Yeah, the front man for a couple bands and projects. His band name is called Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh, yeah.
Queens of the Stone Age. They were going to make it Kings of the Stone Age, but they got together and then they said, that sounds too masculine. We're gonna sound like we're like trying too hard. Like kings of the Stone Age, queens of the Stone Age. He's very effeminate. He would be the first one to tell you that himself. And a lot of times big guys don't have to worry about seeming girly, you know, like, oh, I don't care if I fucking wear pink, like what are they gonna do, you know? He's super effeminate. He sings in kind of a girly, queeny, falsetto-y voice, you know, very smooth sounding voice. You know, he's an amazing voice, but it's kind of sweeter than you'd expect from a big guy like him. And but the music is very heavy. So what you're getting here is this perfect encapsulation of Taurus. The music and the riffs are heavy. They're notorious for tuning their guitars much lower than like your average pop or kind of radio band. So it's like they're playing heavy metal guitars tuned real low out in the desert. You know, everything they're looking at, rocks, bushes, you know, just nature. That's kind of how they got started, playing out in the desert. And then but the singing is so kind of almost feminine a lot of times and sweet. That's Taurus in a nutshell. Heavy, but sweet. Heavy, but groovy and kind of maybe a little girly. So Queens of the Stone Age, great band, very Tauresian. Lots of earth signs in that band too. And yeah, very Tauresian. What else can we say about him? Yeah, he famously helped Iggy Pop finish an album or kind of make a comeback. Iggy Pop, the famous rocker, punk rocker. It's like the first punk rocker ever, kind of. Iggy Pop is also a Taurus, so they teamed up, and I think the project Post-Pop Depression is what they called the project. But Josh Homme helped Iggy Pop like get back, you know, making new music again, kind of. And they're both Tauruses. So Iggy Pop, very Tauresian too. If you ever heard his music, but he's like kind of very an indulgent guy. So
Some popular Queens of the Stone Age songs here. Interesting. You got Go With the Flow. Very Taurian name for a song there. And then this one's interesting given astrotheology. My God is the Sun. It's this Queens of the Stone Age song right there. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, the fixed signs, you know, seem to have to do with the sun and like who knows, there's something there. Another Queens of the Stone Age song, like that kind of plays into the dumbness is no one knows. You know?
Yeah.
Unanswerable. We don't know, you know. We don't have an answer yet.
Dude, feel good hit of the summer. Like that's
Yeah.
Taurian, just feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. So he's a Taurus, big time Taurus. Let's go look at and I don't think he's ever dressed up in a dress. I don't think so ever. But he has like danced in some music videos in kind of an effeminate way and whatever. I really like him, but yeah. So oh yeah, Red Bull. That's Taurus, a little bit Taurasian.
Mm-hmm.
That's like ball too, kind of, for like the red heifer, Red Bull. But all right, who else? Let's talk about MGK and Megan Fox. That's a famous Taurus couple. I guess it isn't working out. Last I heard, they're not together, but both Tauruses, and they were actually in a movie. Did you know this, Merlin? MGK, who's fucking gay. Hate him. He sucks. Okay. I could do what he does tomorrow and be better than him at it. Like, there's no one out there that I've ever felt that confidently. Like, zero respect for what they do. Zero. I could do what he does tomorrow. Merlin, you could do what he does tomorrow.
Maybe.
Like, I mean, if
Date
if
Megan Fox?
if you well, I guess good point. But I mean, just like making the music he does. This guy's as talentless as it gets. And if you need any more proof that Taurus is the dumbest sign, go listen to this guy talk. Okay.
Yeah.
And yes, he is skinny. I'll give good point. Good point. Don't trust a skinny Taurus. There's the lesson there. There's the lesson there. Okay.
Like a skinny chef.
Exactly. Don't trust a skinny Taurus. I'm kind of joking because Tauruses actually pull off being skinny the best. They can be skinny and they don't quite look as skinny as another sign. Tauruses don't really get emaciated. Like they get skin. They really are like big boned. It's like when they lose all that weight, they still have a little bit of a frame underneath. But Tauruses can pull off being skinny, I'll be honest. But I'd be
you
weird.
See that on the screen?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Very effeminate.
Tips.
And, yeah. If you ever want to hear the beautiful intellect of a Taurus, just go listen to MGK interviews. And I'm just teasing folks. Tauruses are smart. Some of my favorite people have been Tauruses. Favorite Austrian painter was a Taurus. Aries cusp, but that's where he gets that fire and that anger from. But yeah.
I honestly, bro, I'm gonna admit, I really liked fucking MGK's pop punk albums. The last two, dude. Hey. Yeah.
Say that with a straight face.
I like the albums.
Which albums?
What was it? What was Tickets to My Downfall or something like that? And then
all right, we're ending the show. We're ending the show. I'm finding a new co-host. It's done. Okay. I can't. We're ending the. I'll see you guys later.
Yep.
All right, just kidding. I need to cool down from that, bro. Sing your favorite song from Tickets to My Downfall. Sing it.
I'm singing my favorite. Oh, you got me just on screen. No,
Show us how good. Show us how good the album is.
It's a good album.
I wasn't aware how good it was.
As far as pop punk goes, it's not bad. It had Travis Barker as the co-producer, bro. You know, it's not bad.
Travis Barker would play on my fucking kid's birthday party if I asked him to. Okay. Travis Barker is like Slash from South Park, where you just write in a letter to the North Pole and he fucking plays on your album. Like Travis Barker has been on every fucking album, and
true,
he's not that good at the drums, and he's only famous for being in another dog shit band, which is Blink-182, which sucks. Okay, sorry, Merlin. All right, let's fucking.
It's all good. I grew up with that shit, though. You know, it's all good.
Yeah, fucking growing up in the 80s.
I grew up in the 90s, bro. I was born in the 80s. Good years. But dude, Blink was fun back in the day, man. You know, good memories.
So bad, it's not even funny.
All right.
If Travis Barker weren't in that, number one, Trey Cool mops the floor with Travis Barker. Okay. And I don't know what Trey Cool's kids are doing, but I don't think they're like the number one OnlyFans. Does Alabama Barker do OnlyFans? I think she does. Something like that.
That's not good.
Yeah, I know. Let me double check that. I'd hate to be misspeaking. I don't think she does OnlyFans. Forgive me on that. But she is an Instagram whore. Not whatever. Man, I'm just got nothing good to say about anyone tonight, do we?
It's all good, man.
But MGK sucks so bad. I can't believe you said those pop punk albums were good. His rap is the worst ever made, and his pop punk
Agreed.
albums are so bad.
All right.
So bad. Blink 182. I guess if you like Blink 182, then it's really good. But you know, I'm more of a Green Day guy. Green Day and Misfits and who else?
Green Day was cool back in the day. New stuff sucks, but their old stuff, you know, everything before like
Hey.
American Idiot was totally fine. Yeah.
No. See that? No. Okay, we need to we need to set the record straight on that. American Idiot slapped. American Idiot was
That
fire.
and before, I meant that and before. Like up till that was fine.
Okay.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
We're good. American Idiot was good. I'll take that to the bank. Guilty pleasure. It's super cringe and like anti-Bush, but like whatever.
Let me ask you this, dude. Did you give MGK's pop punk album a fair shot, or did you hate it just because it's MGK and like you didn't even fucking listen to it?
Do I need to eat a whole bowl of shit before I
Okay,
decide?
so no.
Before I
it's
decide I
good.
don't. Before I decide I don't want to eat a whole bowl of shit.
Hey, dude, I hate all rap, bro, for the most part. You know what I mean? So like, I'd never listened to his rap shit, but like, my only exposure to him was through the pop punk stuff, and it was just because Travis Barker was on. It's like, oh, this isn't too bad. That's all it is. No big deal. I'm not married to it. You know, it's not my favorite album ever.
It's so
All
good.
right. Dude, live he blows, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he does not play well live.
How do you not play that well live?
He just doesn't.
It's not good in the studio either. But all right. MGK, Megan Fox, these two were destined for each other. She's older than him, which is just weird. It's always kind of weird when the woman's more than 2 years. It's just predatory. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Okay. If a girl is dating a guy who's younger than her, fuck it. It's because she couldn't do better a lot of the time. And she wants someone a little more naive than what she's used to and more controllable. That's oftentimes the case. Tauruses are guilty of being feminized and being like led by women, ruled by women. Like, oh yeah, happy wife, happy life, you know, yeah, whatever the old ball and chain wants. That's a very Tauresian, by the way, ball and chain. It's like this weight tied to you. But all right. So yeah, whatever. How can we reel this back?
Let's look at some other Tauruses.
Okay. Channing Tatum, big dumb,
Yeah.
famous for being an idiot, famous for being dumb and good looking. Channing Tatum, total Taurus.
Magic Mike was like his movie that a lot of people know him for. Not me,
Yeah.
but you know.
Oh, let's go down a cool little rabbit hole real quick. Taurus is infamous for eating, chewing. We talked about cows, how they moo. You were talking about how that's like backwards, mua, you know. Well, who's ever heard of mewing?
Yeah.
Mewing. Tongue posture, proper chewing and swallowing. You know, it's tongue and mouth health and like, you know, posture, getting everything kind of sorted out in the jaw and the neck and, you know, lips, like looks maxing, you know, kind of grew out of mewing a little bit. Mewing was like the first real phase of looks maxing. I remember being into mewing videos 10 years ago. I've never been like a huge like mewing practitioner, but I'm obsessive about keeping your mouth closed and breathing in through the nose. Paramount. So important. You've got to breathe in through the nose. You cannot leave your mouth open. An open mouth is a sign of death. It is the marker of impending death. Not to be downer here, but my grandma actually passed away about 2 months ago, maybe a little more than that. They know someone's going to die for sure when their mouth hangs open. That's the mark of death. And I got to see that. And my grandma had a great grandma. She was the best grandma in the world. So I'm all not beat up about it. She was a great grandma. But I got to see that, you know, that's a real thing. And it drills the point home so deep that when you leave your mouth open, your essence, your vitality is oozing out of your mouth. Thank you for the warm wishes and condolences. She was 89, lived a full life, great grandma, best grandma in the world. And she's in heaven. She was right with Jesus. She loved. Yeah, she's a great woman. But
tomorrow is going to be a big day for your mom. Was it your mother's mother or your father's mother?
it's my dad's mom.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry, man.
That's okay. That's all right. She lived a full life. That's the rightful conclusion to a great, you know. So, but I was very close with my grandma. Very, very close. So I definitely cried about it. First time I cried in a while. But all right. Don't leave your mouth open or you'll be dead and dry and dumb. Shriveled up, okay? Dried up. When you leave the mouth open, your essence leaks out of you. Your humidity, the most vital possession that your body has, believe it or not, in terms of material, is water. Your moisture. We know, doctors have known for a long time, death is linked, if not determined and like metered by dehydration. Death and dehydration are almost the same thing.
That's fascinating, given that just Taurus is a very rainy season. You know, you got April showers bring May flowers. Venus and the moon, you know, moon exalts, Venus domiciles, are both wet planets. You know, Venus is hot and wet, and the moon is just wet. So, yeah, a lot of moisture associated with Taurus, which is, you know, the vita, the life, where, like you said earlier, life begins in Taurus.
Mm-hmm.
The uterus, literally.
Yeah. And Taurus is all about kind of, it's not a hot sign. It's not cold. It's a little warmer than medium. You know, it's on the warm side, definitely on the moist side. So yeah, those conditions are the conditions necessary for life, or, you know, most life needs warmth and moisture.
Yeah. And
especially
then
especially plants.
Yeah, dude, and like you know, plants a very Mother's Day gift, very Taurian thing, and then contrast that with the other end of the spectrum, Scorpio, death. You know, the fall as the plants dehydrate, and it's a very dry season. You know, interesting.
Yeah. Now, since I was talking about the mouth, guys, mewing it's so important. And I'm not saying like, oh, get yourself, you know, chiseled. That's a positive side effect. That's just like a what's it called when you kind of bait something with a positive outcome. That's kind of just like
a happy accident.
No, it's a word. I'm blanking on the word because I'm fucking. All I can think about is sparking this CBD joint in front of me. But what's the word when you? It's like someone's gonna
happy accident.
No, it's like it's
silver lining.
No, not a silver lining. It's like a benefit to doing something, or like you use this to entice someone into doing something for you.
Like a carrot on a stick?
Yeah, but what's the word for that? It's not an it's close to like indulgence, but it has to do with Yeah, perk is a good, yeah, perk, not byproduct, not perk. It's incentive. Thank you. Thank you, RB. Incentive. So the good, getting good looking, you know, that like chiseled jaw, the Rizzler, you know, move. That's just a incentive or a positive, you know, byproduct, perk, whatever. Um, so that goes in hand in hand. And by the way, the smartest looking people in the world, sorry, the best looking people in the world are often hyper intelligent. Did you know that? Maybe not on an individual level in like your own lives. That's not, you're not going to think of all these examples of that. But nationally speaking, oh, that's true. You know who has been consistently voted the um, best looking people in the world? Take a guess.
Geminis.
No, not Zodiac, but nationally. You wish.
Swedish folk.
Close. Danish.
Danish. Okay.
Danish are commonly reported as the best looking people in the world. And this was unearthed because of the Mewing movement. Dr. Mew, the family of the Mews, who have produced multiple doctors who teach this stuff. The Mews, Dr. Mew, came up with this anti-braces like protocol, where it was in England, so many kids get braces, in America too. But in Germany, Denmark, and Scandinavia, they barely ever get braces. Historically, they didn't really do that. In Germany, braces are almost unheard of. I haven't been to Germany, but from what I've heard, and because of the bread and their chewing habits, they keep their mouth closed as much as possible. They chew their bread over and over and over again. Their bread's notoriously tough in parts of Scandinavia, especially like North Germany and Denmark. Denmark's technically Scandinavia, according to some, but the Danish have the strongest bread, and it makes them so good looking because they chew. They actually chew. In America, so much of our food is weak and soft, and you know, our bread in America is a joke, right? They throw, like, you hit it with a couple of drops of water and it fucking melts, like disappears, you know? The bread in Germany, Scandinavian bread, Danish bread, these, you can chip a tooth on these if you bite right in, bite right into it. You got to chew, mewing, keeping your mouth closed, and you're chewing the cud is what we're getting at here. Who knows what chewing the cud is? Chewing the cud is something that, if you've read the Bible, this is an important distinction between clean and unclean animals, at least some of them. It's said that the animals that chew the cud, I believe, are automatically clean, especially if they have a split hoof. So if they have a hoof and they chew the cud, that's the ideal animal for consumption. Now, I don't consume any animals, but this is what's written in the Bible. Yeah, it makes them kosher. So chewing the cud, what it tells us is this animal's digestion is kind of more not concentrated, but more maybe complicated or sophisticated. So bulls actually chew all day long, but bovine animals chew all day long. So they'll swallow food and then throw it back up. They're not really throwing it up the way we do, but they push it back up to the mouth after a first round of digestion, back up to the mouth, and they chew on it all day. They chew on grass all day like bubble gum. That's why they always need something in their mouth to chew on. And it's animals that chew the cud, I believe, I don't know if this applies to rabbits too, but rabbits have a similar habit of, they derive comfort from chewing. Animals that have this habit of chewing all day, when you deprive them from that, when you deprive them of that, they become very anxious. So cows and rabbits, you need to let them eat all day. They need to be feeding, little snacks, chewing all day long to get the best out of their behavior and their personality. So, chewing the cud, mewing, mooing, all kind of interconnected. You want to take it a step further? Look up the Pokemon Mewtwo. You guys ready for this? This is nowhere else on the internet. Okay.
All right. What about here?
Groundbreaking on discovery. Mewtwo. What do you notice about Mewtwo? Find another picture of Mewtwo.
Another picture of Mewtwo. All right. What are we looking for?
What do you notice about Mewtwo? We got Mew in the name.
The second sign of the Zodiac, too?
Oh, there's something to that. Okay. Mewtwo, who was named well before mewing became a popular internet trend. Okay, this is like, I don't know how old Pokemon goes. Mewtwo has no mouth, meaning Mewtwo cannot mouth breathe. Mewtwo has to chew with their mouth closed, or I guess it does have a mouth. Mewtwo, you don't really see the mouth. Okay.
He never talks. He speaks telepathically.
Yes. Mewtwo, mute. Yeah, that's a good. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So no mouth. I think those are just nostrils. And what is his body? He's a tongue. He's a walking, talking. He's a walking, moving, fighting tongue. Okay, his entire tail and reproductive system seems to be a tongue. All right, cut the shit. We all know he looks like one of those fucking things that the cam girls wear. Okay, we all know that. We all know he looks like one of those cam girl devices.
Oh yeah.
Merlin's like, oh yeah, I wonder what that is. Yeah. I think I've seen one of those. I think I know what one is. So Mewtwo is like a tongue, and not necessarily a bull, but kind of feminine, and weird. So,
very androgynous.
Yeah. So Mewtwo, no mouth or can't speak, and appears to be like just a tongue, like half tongue. So Mewtwo has to do with mewing. Do with that whatever you want, whatever you will. But yeah. So chewing the cud. Yeah, go ahead.
The Bible passage you were looking for was Leviticus 11:3. Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it makes you think, this is how animals like that process all that cellulose too in the grass. And, bulls eat like one thing. It's like dry grass and fresh grass. That's it. That's all that's on the menu. Leaves, some fruits that might fall on the ground or things like that. But grass, that's all they need. And chewing the grass like that, digesting it multiple times, that's how they get the most out of that. So people, why eat the bull or the cow when you can eat what the bull or the cow eats? And another part of this is the constant chewing is kind of like juicing. They're juicing it to themselves and just kind of chewing on the plant fiber, plant material, over and over and over again. So kind of like juicing it in their own mouth a little bit. That's kind of what chewing is in general. But all right. Yeah. Talked about the bull, cow, mewing, Mewtwo. What else can we say?
Talk about Lizzo yet, or Kelly Clarkson? two very Taurian people?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna go smoke a CBD, 100% CBD, legal, everything legal.
Cool. Yeah, dude. So like Lizzo, extremely Taurian.
Next thing you're gonna tell me you like Lizzo's songs too, huh?
No, dude. What? Come on now. Have some respect for your boy. Shit. But yeah, known for being large. Known for being large. Same thing like Kelly Clarkson. Known for being large. Sorry, Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
But very yeah, very Taurian. Very they just very bullish, you know. Looked like bulls.
You know who else? No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I was kind of. Who else? What?
Someone I'd like to talk about is Tucker Carlson.
Yeah. Okay. I'll pull up his
He's
chart.
big time Taurus, and him and Candace almost had like the same personality for like a long time. When they've had like the same trajectory. Have you noticed that? Candace and Tucker.
Yeah.
So also Candace, Candy Farmer is her fucking name. That's so Taurus is not even funny. Candy Farmer. Tucker Carlson, he's, you know, not necessarily the manliest man ever, but he's kind of got like a masculine, you know, look on his face a lot of the time when he does this. We were talking about that last episode, I think, with, you know, the conservative brow versus the liberal.
Yeah, the liberal fucking crazy eyes. The Rachel Maddow, bro. Yeah. Do you just assume my fucking gender?
I can't even dude, I'd have to get surgery to pull my eyelids, to pull my eyebrows up that eye. Like Rachel Maddow. So scary. But Tucker Carlson's got this. He's always flexed in here. What do you mean they did that? What do you mean? I can't do his laugh, but the kind of Mickey Mouse. He is so zesty and effeminate, Tucker Carlson. So zesty, effeminate. But he's also like, Tauruses master this. They have it down to a T, like giving the impression of like I'm just a tough old rugged guy who likes to fly fish and get down and dirty, and hey, I'm a simple man just like you. I pack a lip, go and I fly fish, and yeah, man. Well, but at heart, Tucker Carlson is really like very girly. You know,
his laugh is very girly. Yeah,
his little Mickey Mouse. But they're not children; they're adults. That's like Tucker Carlson. But all right. So Tucker Carlson, he's got that vibe too. Now notice how him and Candace had like the same exact trajectory. Not really. Candace, you know, Tucker's been on Fox for like he was for a long time. Candace came in a little bit more outside the mainstream, but they both went hardcore into conspiracy theories at almost the exact same time. Yeah.
Do you think Candace is controlled up?
No, I think she's just controlled up. No, I think she's just a sassy Black woman who's like obsessed with herself. I love Candace Owens. I love her, but she's like obsessed, takes herself kind of very seriously. She's like schizophrenic in her like degree of paranoia and how she'll burn bridges with people like over like one tweet. I think I don't know, man. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I haven't met her, but I've seen her twice in person in Palm Beach. I've seen Hannity in Palm Beach.
Interesting.
Not Tucker, but I've seen Hannity. I think my brother parked Hannity's car one time.
That's pretty cool.
But Candace came to the restaurant I worked at twice and hung out there. And I didn't talk to her, but I parked her assistant's car or whoever was having dinner with her. She seemed nice. She seemed cool. She didn't have a handler with her. Like, she was just chilling. I don't know what her thing is. I think if she does serve the agenda of the rulers or whatever, I think the thing she's really scoring for them is she erodes faith in everything. Like, anything she gets into, by the end of it, she'll tell you it's fake and gay. There, no one can be trusted. I think sometimes something I don't like about her, Nick Fuentes, a lot of people, a little too black-pilled. They're a little too bitchy. Candace is a little bitchy for me. Very unforgiving, I think, with people who have supported her and then slightly offend her, and then she just goes scorched earth on them. That's kind of Taurus, though. We haven't really talked about Tauruses. Tauruses are they can be very soft and patient with taking disrespect, but Tauruses have perhaps the worst temper, like a bull. They see red,
Yeah.
and like a bull, when they get moving, they can't slow down. They can't stop until they hit like a rock, something denser or harder than themselves. They just start running downhill, like the running of the bulls, or they see red like a matador. And yeah, so I like Candace. She strikes me as not taking orders from anyone. I think she's really just she's kind of full of herself, and hey, that's coming from me. Okay. She's I don't know. She has this, we've kind of talked about it before. She has this smugness. She's one of those smug truthers where it's like everything is fake and gay, and I'm the only one who can sort through the mess, and like I'm the only one who knows anything true or rock solid. And I know I'm being vague here, but I think she does a great job at eroding confidence and faith in almost everything. So I like the noticing, that she did, but why didn't they see it earlier? Why did they swing the other direction so fast, so quick? Her husband does not seem like the type of guy who'd want to be married to her. I don't know. I don't really like her husband at all. He kind of creeps me out. There's something weird about him. He might be her handler, and she might not even know it. I could totally buy that. I could buy that.
I'm pretty sure he's the founder of Turning Point UK, which is just fucking weird. She's beefing with Turning Point USA while she's literally married to Turning Point UK. Fucking odd. And then the fact that she was kind of flirting and scraping geocentrism and then just kind of backed away from that, I find to be weird, because I don't see how you could just fucking back away from that. It's like the most profound thing ever, and it's like, oh, I'm just gonna stop looking into it and talking about it. It's like, what? Like, what else is more important than that? I don't get it. I don't know. That's just me though. But I guess different people find it to be varying levels of importance, I guess. So I can maybe sympathize a little bit. And it's a fucking hot button topic that gets you in hot water.
She has like this attitude, this sassy attitude, like smug, condescending, like everything's sarcastic, everything's like, and then they really expect us to believe this. Oh, okay. Yeah, right, Trump. It's like, yeah, right. Erica Kirk. It's like, I believe her about 90% of what she says. By the way, I'm on the side of her. I'm on her side about most of her things she talks about. She has this attitude, this sassy, black, stuck up attitude that sorry. I don't know. But I thought she was hot too. I'll say it. Fuck it. I'm saying it. I thought she was hot when she was young.
Candace?
For a black chick, whew.
I could agree
Hell
with
yeah.
that.
Hell yeah. She's hot. She was. She's like a black Uma Thurman. Come on now. Come on now. No, that one's not right. There's something up with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's the chick on the left? Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I think she was working at the 7-Eleven I just stopped at. It.
Getting
Chick's
brutally mugged.
Pretty familiar to me. I think I just.
Yeah, no, Candace is definitely not ugly.
The French first lady thing, I agree with Candace on that too. I do think. I hated it when Trump called out Candace and said,
been calling Candace ugly and Brigitte beautiful, bro. That's your boy. That's your boy.
Yeah, he's trolling though. It's fucking hilarious.
You think he's trolling?
Oh, it's hilarious. I do the same thing.
Right.
Dude, he thinks he's joked about Michelle Obama being Michael. I think he's pissed that Candace doesn't support him anymore. So he's like, all right, fuck her. She's dead to me.
I think he wants France to support the Iran war, so he's doing whatever he can by complimenting a fucking man.
Yeah.
You know, he really wants the EU support for this shit, I think. I think that fucking somehow put some grease in the fucking some tar in the small hat's plans over there, I think.
Yeah. Who else, man? Adele, a little bit. We looked at her.
Let's look at Adele weight loss before and after. Weight loss. All right. You did good. Good job, Adele. It's not easy.
Merlin likes the one on the left.
No, Merlin does not like the one on the left.
Yeah, you do. That's what you're saying before we went live.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Yeah. I like
that's a big bro. That's a big bone girl.
Set fire to that rain. Shit.
She's big boned.
Yeah, very much so.
Tauruses are big boned.
Someone in chat, I saw you highlighted the comment about the cow jumped over the moon, man. That's a very Taurian. Is that a nursery rhyme?
Yeah.
Little poem, whatever it is. Yeah. It's all lunacy, too. You know, the dish ran away with the spoon. What the fuck is that?
It's all like food and pots and pans and.
Yeah, nice. And like we were talking about, you know, Taurus being dumb and, you know, like eating and sex and stuff. It's animal brain, you know, and like what do animals do? And that's what like you as a human are put here to do. Like you're put here to conquer your animal urges, right? Like would we want to all just like sit around and eat and screw all day? Yes, but like we're put here for the higher purpose, you know, like you can't do that all the time. So like you're meant to conquer your lower brain. So like Longo is saying, you know, Taurian people aren't always dim and dumb. You know, if you're hyper Taurian, you certainly can be. But like that is the Taurian impulse. That's the impulse of the cerebellum. All right, Longo's taking care of business. What else do we got? We got Europa, dude. This is an interesting myth. Europa, Zeus literally kidnapped Europa as a bull. Longo is going on a crusade right now. But yeah, Zeus Zeus was enamored with this chick and decided to seduce her. And yeah, and then it allegedly let's see, this is where the constellation Taurus comes from, actually. So like Zeus abducted this chick, brought her to Crete. She became the first king of Crete, and then Zeus later recreated the shape of the white bull that he captured her in, which is now known as the constellation Taurus. So like that's, you know, the mythology of where Taurus comes from in Greek mythology. And I think, where is it? We were talking about the neck earlier too, right? So like look at that. While Europa and her helpers were gathering flowers, she saw the bull and caressed his flank. So I think like she like touched him on the shoulder. So very, very bull-like, very Taurian, going back to what Longo was saying there. So you can see it. And like, and what's cool about the bull, guys, is like it's probably Taurus is probably the most mythologized zodiac sign. You know, like all zodiac signs have their mythology, but like think about how many different bull myths there are and bull symbolism, you know, and dropping a little what is that guy's name? The astrotheology guy before Santos, fat Jordan Maxwell. Thank you. Yeah, Jordan Maxwell would be like, oh, you know, the age of the bull's over, cut the bullshit. And that's, you know, the Aryan religion kind of tried shitting on all the bull mythology. So enough bullshit. But yeah, you got the golden calf, right? Going back to the small hats. The sin of the calf. All right, let's look at some other Taurian people. Uma Thurman, Stevie Wonder. Kirsten Dunst, dude. Yo, chat. What is the over under?
I stepped out for a second. No worries. Sorry about that. No worries.
What's the over under on Longo getting enriched by youths this evening? Is Longo going to encounter some youths out there? But dude, Longo, Kirsten Dunst, fine, yes or yes?
Who? I don't know what she looks like.
You don't know Kirsten Dunst?
No.
You didn't see like the Spider-Man back in the day?
No.
Oh my gosh, dude. All right. But yeah, Kirsten Dunst, Taurian, fine. Dude, guys, Kirsten Dunst and Spider-Man back in the day. Holy shit. Jack Nicholson's a Taurus, dude. Interesting.
Let me see again.
Kirsten Dunst, let me put it up real quick. Kirsten Dunst, Spider-Man. Yeah, she was MJ, bro. She's the OG MJ. Far apart eyes, too.
Kind of mid.
Kind of mid.
Kind of mid, yeah.
Bro, this guy's fucking trolling me tonight. This guy's calling prime Kirsten Dunst kind of mid. Dude. Unreal. Unreal. He's just trying to mog right now. That's fine.
She would.
Jack. She would what?
She wouldn't last. She wouldn't even make it into a club in Florida. They'd have her waiting in line for like 2 hours at a club in Florida.
Dude, do you know the memes about Pierce Brosnan? About the kind of women that Pierce Brosnan likes? You're muted.
Yeah, sorry, I have to unmute. It's loud as fuck out here.
You're good. Yeah.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan, Taurus, notorious chubby chaser. My boy.
Yes. There's some great 4chan memes where it's like Pierce Brosnan like feeding some chick and she gets bigger and bigger and he's like, not enough, not enough. But yeah, notorious chubby chaser, Taurus. What does he have? Sun and Mercury in Taurus.
Is he Northern Irish or is he English? I think he's Northern Irish. He's like, no, honey. I love you just how you are, honey. Just the way you are. Will you have some more cake, sweetie? He's a feeder.
He's Irish. He's Irish. Yeah. He is indeed Irish. Oh, dude, his mother's name is May. That's fucking crazy.
Oh, Pierce. Do I look fat in these jeans? No, honey. You look beautiful. Well, now we'll have some more of the chocolate lava cake, sweetie.
Bro. Christina Hendricks is a fucking Taurus? Talking about udders, bro. Tell me Longo doesn't know Christina Hendricks. Mad Men, Longo. I'll pull it up. Christina Hendricks. Let's just say extremely Taurian, yes or yes. I mean, holy shit.
Who's
Extremely. Christina Hendricks.
She's kind of thick.
Kind of thick is an understatement, dude. That is like understatement of the century. You never seen Mad Men? You never seen Mad Men? Okay. Yeah, her top half is large and in charge. Very Taurian. Who else do we got that's a Taurus? Rosario Dawson gives strong Taurus vibes. Yeah, she's got Sun. Mercury's in Aries, just the Sun in Taurus. Let's see. But yeah, she's also very, very, very Taurian. Let's see. What chat? Throw me some names you want to take a look at, or see what are we looking at? Hillary Banks, Longo, Isle 5. Is Za legal in Florida? Yeah, Longo does nothing but legal stuff. She's utterly Taurus. Yeah. Gal Gadot is Taurus? I did not know that. What's her birthday? Yeah. I'm not a big Gal Gadot fan, honestly. Like, she's definitely not ugly. I would never be like Longo's called fucking Kirsten Dunst mid. You know, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not fucking crazy. But like, I don't know. You know, especially playing Wonder Woman. I don't know. She's definitely not ugly though. But interesting. But yeah, Rosario Dawson, very
hang
Taurian.
on. Guys, we gotta forgive Merlin, okay? Merlin's such a rookie when it comes to the JQ that he didn't know that they give them new birthdays and identities when they join Mossad, and when they go from IDF soldier to industry plant, they get a new birthday. So I don't know if we can trust Gal Gadot's birthday, but Wonder Woman, that's pretty Taurasian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a JQ OG, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking JQ for.
I'm just teasing.
I know. All right, I'm not gonna pull it. Jerry Seinfeld's a Taurus. It's pretty funny. Did you like the show Seinfeld? Come on, tell me you didn't like Seinfeld.
What's this with
here.
What's this with the JQ? I can't do Seinfeld. I can't do Seinfeld. But Seinfeld is actually did you know that Seinfeld's dad was like an incubator baby?
No, he's a Cabbage Patch Kid?
Yeah.
Shit.
So we don't know. Yeah. Incubator baby.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh shit, YNW Melly's a Taurus? What the fuck is that?
The Florida rapper.
Is he? Oh, you actually know YNW Melly?
Bitch, I got murder on my mind. I got murder on my mind.
So you listen to that, but not MGK's punk rock album. That's fucking crazy. Dude, Dennis Rodman's such a good Taurus to talk about. He was on the fucking Chicago Bulls.
Yellow tape around his body. It's a fucking homicide. Oh, yeah. Yeah, YN Melly goes fucking hard. Dude. Florida boy right there.
Really?
He's that real. Okay. If I'm going to listen to gangster rap, I want to listen to a real gangster. A real, a real trigger man. Okay.
All right.
YNW Melly's got a couple bodies. So I'm not saying that's a good thing. But if we're going to listen to rap, let's listen to the authentic stuff.
Jamel Maurice. His last name is Demons, bro.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. No, he is a demon, yeah. I'm not glorifying him.
YNW stands for Young Neighbor World. That's interesting. Yeah, YN is Young Neighbor, by the way. Yeah, okay. Murder on My Mind. Okay, Pete. Okay, I've never heard of this fucking guy before 2 seconds ago. Okay. Sick.
Yeah, that song's fire, dude. Murder on My Mind.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good song. He sings. He's not really like a rapper, too. But all right. What was that?
Is it the youths?
So, yeah, what else, man? Taurus. Jack Nicholson, Taurus. He's famous for like only getting fatter throughout his career.
Yeah.
Being a very indulgent, like can't put the food down, can't put the drugs down, you know. Tauruses have Tauruses have hard time saying no to comforting things like their food. They can be comfort eaters, you know, they can be habitual users of things, you know, to regulate their mood. So, yeah. Tauruses are notoriously lazy too, like cows, bulls. Oh, it's the fucking phone. That's what it was.
George Carlin, I would say, is a great example of a quick-witted Taurus. To not talk about the dimness of the sign so much.
All right, hot take, since we're letting it all out. Okay.
Go.
George Carlin sucks. He's not smart. He's not cutting edge. He's so vague. He's like, it's them with their church and their government. And they taught you all this in school. And you're really he's just like, again, there's like this smugness. He's like, I've got it all figured out. And you've been so fooled by Jesus and their Jesus and God. And you think God's is, I don't like George Carlin. I think he's a loud, obnoxious loser, atheist loser. Okay.
In hindsight, I would definitely agree with that. But growing up, you know, I liked him. But yeah, like if George Carlin was alive today, he'd have fucking Trump derangement syndrome like that. Who's that one chick? Whatever. He'd have TDS out the fucking ass for sure.
TDS, you know, he was like a hardcore liberal, if I'm not mistaken. He was like,
yeah.
You know, George Carlin kind of sucked. It was lukewarm takes shouted at like max volume, you know?
Yeah. But I wouldn't describe him as slow-witted though, at the very least. You know, like
Yeah.
back in the day before he got too political, like his comedy was pretty good, you know, like when he was like, "Oh, they tell you to get in the plane, fuck," or they get on the plane, fuck you, I'm getting in the plane. You know, it's like funny wordplay like that. You know, it's like he wasn't really bad back in the day. When he got political though, he was definitely pretty shit, especially in hindsight from today.
Yeah. George Carlin, I can't think of anything like great or like eye-opening that he ever said. It's just like normie core. The church is the system.
Yeah.
The government's the system. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a Debbie Downer. Yeah. Sorry. Takes a lot to impress me. I don't know. I like Merlin. I like Lawrence of Arabia. I like lots of people. So my bar is pretty high though. And it's my show and I can complain about whatever the fuck I want. So
Do you like Queen Elizabeth II? Good Taurus example. She was a rock for the country. You know, evil woman, obviously, but I mean, she was a rock for a long time for England. You know, I think was she their longest serving queen? Do you think?
yeah,
Or
maybe
longest reigning?
sounds about right. I like the Smiths. I like Coca-Cola. Okay.
He likes YNW Melly.
I don't mind. Yeah, YNW Melly's got a couple good songs.
He likes fat spliffs, apparently.
Jimmy Mack with the 199. Got some big spenders in the house tonight. Woo. Do I have to pick all this up? Can I get some help picking all these pennies and bills up?
Oh, that was
Man.
actually on my channel, dude.
Oh shit.
No, I'm kidding.
Faux pas. But thanks, Jimmy Mack. Appreciate it, man. Love you, dude. Yeah. Taurus. What else can we say about Taurus?
Do you think Mark Zuckerberg stole Facebook?
Mark Zuckerberg, another big Taurus. Yeah. Smoked meats. Just making some smoked meats. Hey guys, just out here with the new egg. Making smoked meats. You ever seen that video?
No, let me look it up real quick. He filmed himself smoking meats, trying to seem like normal.
Yeah. Just like that. Yeah. Dude, it was like an hour-long stream of him just saying how much he's smoking meat. And by the end, people are like, all right, what the fuck is in that fucking egg? What the hell is in that barbecue thing? I forget what they call those. The green egg. Is that human or what? He wouldn't stop talking about how he's smoking meat in there with Sweet Baby Ray's. It was hilarious. Everyone go watch the smoked meat video if you haven't seen it. But that's so Taurus. He's just like licking his lips. Obsessed.
Okay, yeah, the big green egg is what it's called, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Orson Welles, Taurus. That makes total sense.
Yeah,
he would be. That's a smart Taurus. There's a quick, smart Taurus, Orson Welles.
Are you a Melania fan?
Yeah, I like Melania. Hell yeah.
She's got a lot in Taurus. Oh, look at that, dude. Someone earlier in chat was like, if you want to see beauty, look at Venus in Taurus. And Melania does have Venus in Taurus. She also has Saturn in Taurus. Saturn conjunct Sun. Some unhappy marriages, she's been cheated on a lot, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think Stormy Daniels counts?
I guess, yeah. You don't think she doesn't count?
I don't know. I feel like that all might have been fake news. Why the hell would you bang Stormy Daniels when you have Melania at home? Because she was pregnant? I think that's something like that.
I think Homeboy is just a horny little man, honestly.
Yeah. Well, at least they're full-grown adult females, unlike most of the American government, unlike most of all these other players' interests.
Yeah.
Sam Altman, another Taurus. Go click on him.
Sure.
Jessica Alba, that's another great, pretty Taurus example. Taurus is probably the best sign to be if you're a woman. I'll be straight up. It's just like you get the most out of femininity. You get the most out of being a girl, I feel like, with Taurus. Oh, that's mean. I don't care. That's true. Tauruses are the sweetest. They're often the most feminine. I like a lot of signs, but Tauruses are easy to get along with. They're, usually kind of positive people. Yeah.
Jessica Alba, dude. Smoking.
Yep.
Venus and Taurus. She has a lot going on in Taurus. She's got Venus, Mercury. She's got a nice stellium. Venus, Mercury, and the Sun in Taurus. All very, very, very close. Is that Mars?
Al Pacino. Let's get into let's move past the sun sign for a sec. Let's go to Al Pacino. Let's add a little.
You want to go rising signs?
Yeah, a little. Let's look at his chart. Astro theme, if possible, if I could be so.
Sure. Let me pull up
demanding.
Al Pacino.
Oh, Mr. Beast. Guys, let's just say this. Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Altman, Mr. Beast. Okay. Mark of the Beast. Is there something to that? We said that earlier on in the show. Is there something to this cattle theme, Taurus is the most materialistic sign. Perhaps for Taurus men, the easiest, most easily bought out or kind of money motivated. going beyond just like the sun sign and looking at the chart as a whole and the houses, the second house is ruled by Taurus. Taurus and the second house are, the same. What's the word for that?
Co-significators. Also Jupiter too.
Co-significators. So
Yeah.
Taurus, second sign, goes along with the second house, right? When all things are stopped, the second house and the second sign are the same thing pretty much. The houses never move. The signs are constantly moving. So that's why, the first house is ruled by Aries, but not everyone's first house is Aries, right? It's an innate association that doesn't really have to do with your personal chart. But it's where the signs or the houses get their personalities from the signs. So the second house being Taurus, many, many people place wealth or material income or material assets, earned income, like the sweat, what you earn from the sweat of your brow, many people place in the second house. Whereas money that falls out of thin air into your lap is more in the eighth house, opposite that. Death, inheritances, finding it buried, a lot of that might be in the eighth house, hidden or a sudden treasure. Second house is what you work, is, what you reap is what you sow, is in the second house. And for example, seeing Jupiter in the second house, many people's kind of simple approach to astrology, or kind of just like a one-liner in an astrology book might say, Jupiter in the second house is the mark of a rich man, or, a wealthy person who's, earned it themselves. Variations on that, that's the main thing. What would you have to say about Taurus, the second house, and wealth? Because we're seeing all these billionaires,
Yeah, so the second house is definitely wealth, but think about what wealth is. Wealth, if real wealth is metal, and that's from the earth. You get the metal from the veins of the earth. So it's silver. And again, like, so the moon exalts in Taurus, and the most common currency that's a metal is silver, right? Gold's too rare to trade all the time, and the rest are too common. But silver is that sweet spot. And again, look at that, sweet spot as a very Taurian term. But so like, yeah, your wealth is definitely a second house thing, but also food, because like the second house is more about like what sustains the self. If the first house is the self, the second house is the house of sustenance. And you need wealth to do things to sustain yourself, like build a domicile, acquire food. So food is also like the food that keeps you alive is A, very Taurian because you're eating, but B, it's also very second house. The second house is the house of sustenance. And the thing is, wealth is sustenance at its root. So, yeah.
Yep. Now, with all these billionaires and, many of them being like, how do we say this, affiliated with the mark of the beast system, the AI agenda, right? Zuckerberg, Altman, there are some others in there that I'm forgetting. Very materialistic people, but also this is getting us to we're kind of brushing up on the matrix, which is another matter, madre word, matrix. People think of the matrix as like digital, but what it's really getting at is the material world. Is this like and I'm totally against simulation theories. I'm totally against that stuff. I reject all of that 1,000,000%. But there's something to this whole notion of like a matrix where in Hinduism, or kind of in the Eastern faiths, cultures, traditions, they talk about Maya being illusion, or the material world, like that the false reality that is the material world, when things are condensed into matter, they're less real than you think. You know, we ever since Aristotle, we kind of think of this world as the primary and everything else being theoretical or, you know, hopeful, wishful. You know, we believe in this secondary realm. We hope to see it one day. Before Aristotle, or kind of outside of, with more Platonic thought, this world is the world to be doubted. This is like the secondary world, the shadow. This is the one that needs to be figured out. And the heavenly realm, or the realm of forms, whatever, is the more primary and true and real. So it's kind of a totally different way of thinking about this, the material world. But that's where you get the phonetic thread of matrix, Maya. This it's describing the material world. And now this brings us to kind of the Moloch and Baal side of Taurus. Why is there these bull gods? Why is the bull sometimes like demonic or satanic? Well, part of it has to do with the astrological ages. Part of it has to do with, you know, Saturn being kind of like the god of the Old Testament, coinciding with the age of Taurus. Another part of it is there's a secret connection between not Taurus and Saturn, but the moon and Saturn. And you know, by consequence, Taurus as well. So we don't want to stuff every planet we can into Taurus and try and make it fit. But you'll see what I mean about this. Can you look up like Moloch, please, or
Sure.
Baal with like a bull head? This is the last thing we'll touch on, then we'll wrap it up. So these bull-headed gods, Moloch was kind of frog-headed and Baal sometimes too. But you see this. Look up the Canaanite where they're like handing the baby to the bull statue.
Let's see.
Yeah, second from top left.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, zoom in on that one. So this is like Baal or Molech again. Sometimes they're like composite creatures, like a toad and a bull and all this crap. Moloch often associated with an owl, although that's not like a totally concrete association, like anciently speaking. But the bull and the material world, let's talk about that for a second. Sacrificing the bull has a couple meanings, and you know, the whole ritual of the matador, slaughtering the bull fight, you know, what does this symbolize? You can look at it a couple ways. Number one, by slaughtering the bull, it represents the soul's triumph over the material world. The hero slaughters the bull or the minotaur to be freed from the maze, matrix, maze, this never-ending kind of loop cycle puzzle. And eventually, if I can tie this all together, this brings us to Shiva, believe it or not. Shiva is the combination of Saturn and the moon. Shiva is so Saturnian in his qualities, but has the crescent moon on his forehead. And what the moon and Saturn have in common is density and this matrix kind of programming, where Taurus rules Taurus and the moon rule the material world, Earth, Terra, Earth side of it. And Saturn rules like the computer coding behind it. So when people say prison planet, they're talking about the matrix, simulation, all this stuff is like very Taurus coded, where they're getting wrapped up in the material world and seeing, yeah, whatever. What do you think about that?
Dude, I love the Saturn Moon connection, man. It's my favorite thing to pop off about because like few people talk about it and few really see the connection. And the connection is undeniable. Like you were talking about how they're the two ends of the spectrum. You know, Saturn is the
Mhm.
furthest planet and the moon is the closest heavenly body. So like the ancients believe that like when the seed drops into the womb, Saturn takes first action and starts binding because Saturn rules binding things. So Saturn begins binding your material form, and then of course you moonifest through the moon. But the connection, like if you think about the heavenly bodies, especially the inner seven, Saturn is the furthest, the moon is the closest, and the sun is the center, thus heliocentric in that way, right? And the connection between them is undeniable because there's 365 days in a year. So the moon, the lunar cycle from new moon to new moon is 29.5 days. Saturn takes 29.5 years to transit the entire zodiac. In 29.5 years, the moon will transit the zodiac 365 times. So,
Mm.
like, the literal mathematical connection between these heavenly bodies is undeniable.
Yeah.
And if you understand how the celestial mechanics work, it's just incredible.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this, but I've heard a lot of people say things like that, don't go to the white light, doubt the white light, or, question the white light. Don't just go into it because you see your friends and family, or I don't know how I feel about that. That might be another deception too. Like, yeah, don't go to heaven. Like
Right.
everyone on YouTube's like, when you see heaven and your friends and your family, don't go there. It's a Christian simulation, false. I don't know. I
I
think
agree.
I think if you this is what I think. Call me crazy, call me unsophisticated, okay? I think if you live a good life and you do more good than bad, way more. I'm not saying you barely got to tip the scale. That's like Rockefeller philosophy. If you donate more than bad, you earn yourself a place in heaven. I'm not saying that, but I do think a light heart. There's all these traditions around the world about having your heart weighed at death. I don't think it's as much of a picking right versus left, okay, or as, getting into the right afterlife. I think that's a little silly, to be honest. I think it has more to do with well, that's a good point. I hear you. I'm not shutting you down totally, but my position on it is your heart will be weighed, and that's different than your deeds. You know, that's different than, good deeds are important. Good deeds anchored in faith. People say, faith first works or belief first works. Works anchored in faith. That's the key. Not having a heavy heart, meaning forgiveness is in the heart, not necessarily how many times you say, I'm sorry, or, you're forgiven, apology accepted, or it's not so much that, it's more in the heart. Heavy heart, light heart. Your heart needs to be as light as a feather for you to proceed. If you're worried about leaving this plane or whatever, I'm not really too concerned about that stuff. But if your goal is to escape the cycle of reincarnation and all that, if you've been convinced that's the way, or you want to make it to heaven, our deeds are going to matter. And then the weight of your heart seems to be like almost a universal concept. Like the Egyptians had this thing where your heart would be weighed against a feather.
hmm
Um, but then, yeah. So I don't think it has to do with like, you pick the right color light or you don't go into the false light. What do you think, Merlin?
Man, I don't buy the whole prison planet thing at all. You know, it kind of I think dude, I am again like is my life perfect? Am I perfect? No, but like I'm so constantly grateful to God for the life he's given me, you know? Like I think God is benevolent and I have full faith in that. I don't think we're in a loosh farm. I don't think we're in a soul trap. You know, I'm not even sold on reincarnation honestly. Like maybe we reincarnate, but You know, you never know. But like if you're talking about where you want to go after you die, and if I had like full you know, control to go wherever, I would either go for Polaris or the sun. You know, because the Bible says, you know, you will go to the heaven through me. So I think that's through the literal sun. And Polaris, just because I think that is, you know, if God somewhere is at the center. So that's what I think personally. You're muted, bro.
Apollonius of Tyana, Apollonius Apollonius, said the point of life is to vanquish your enemies at arms
Yeah.
and surpass your father in virtues. Okay. So it's important to remember your starting point, you know, and the healthiest thing to compare yourself against is your own father, I guess. You know, don't compare yourself to like celebrities or your coworkers, you know. Did you move the needle forward? Did you move the chains forward in comparison to your own bloodline? Who knows? Whatever. I think accepting Jesus is also a very important, crucial ingredient to a positive afterlife. You know, no matter what shape it is, what type of afterlife.
Is there any specific aspect of Jesus you think, like, are you talking like the historical Jesus or just like Jesus as like a concept more?
The historical Jesus, yeah. Everyone needs to bend the knee and bow and be grateful to Jesus. Say, thank you, Jesus. We're so indebted to what he did for America and the world. And like, no, did you see? I posted this thing today. America is one of the most God believing countries in the modern world. I mean,
True.
you know, so with all this British Israelism stuff, like America has a role to play, and you know, yeah. But what Jesus did for humanity, what he did for the animals, what he did for nature, his vision of the future is the one that we want. And I think that there's a Jesus pill that needs to be swallowed. And when people say, like, oh, well, what about the little islander who's never heard of Jesus? You think he just automatically goes to hell because he hasn't heard of him? Maybe. Fucking maybe. who, who am I to say? Maybe you do need to hear about Jesus, okay? I wouldn't trade places with anyone who'd never heard of Jesus, okay? And who are we to act like, you know, someone made the joke, like, who knows? How do we know if the butcher's a good butcher or not, right? Good cows still get slaughtered. Well, I don't know. I think there is a Jesus pill that needs to be swallowed. It's crucial that when you do hear about Jesus, that you accept it and embrace the story. I do believe that. And people who deny or reject Jesus have such a bitterness. And I know I've been pretty negative this stream, but just bear with me here. There's such a bitterness to people who reject Jesus and God, who proclaim themselves as atheists or things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this because I do care about where everyone out there, where your guys' souls end up after it's all said and done, okay? Guys, by the way, all this is just the waiting room at the dentist's office. All this world, the Matrix, everything is just the movie that's on at the dentist's office before your appointment. Okay. The appointment is what's to come. That's what really matters. That's kind of like a Muslim look at life too. It's like, oh yeah, this is just like a short little blip before the real show kicks off. But I don't mean it like that. But Jesus said, if I'm not mistaken, the most unforgivable sin is to deny the Holy Spirit and to deny God. Something along the lines of deny God, you know, curse God, reject God. Look that up. What did Jesus say is the most unforgivable
I'll take a look at it.
sin? Blaspheming the Holy Spirit, I think, is what it is. So what I'm saying all this, trying to thread all this together. Yeah, that was some good CBD weed, pure CBD. If you can't tell.
Blasphemy against the Holy Spirit. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say I wouldn't be worried about what light we're choosing, what color light we're flying towards in this hypothetical, like near-death experience where everyone talks about like the same experience. I'd be much more worried about if I've heard about Jesus and I am privileged enough to have lived in a place where it came to my ears, came to my doorstep. I was born into it. And we don't accept that. That's as bad as it gets. So don't worry about the guy who's never heard about Jesus. If you have heard about him and you reject him or God, okay, I think that's a recipe for disaster and the worst possible outcome in the afterlife. What do you think? Am I making any sense?
You're making sense for sure. But I don't know, like the one of the passages that speaks to me most is Luke 6:46, where Jesus says, "Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and not do as I do?" And from that, I get that it's more important to try to be like Jesus, try to be like the example than to revere him. There's never a point in the Bible where Jesus asked for worship or reverence, to my knowledge. So it's like that's what I don't get for about a lot of the modern Jesus worship. Like I revere Jesus, I respect Jesus, and I love his teachings, but like I pray to God. So I say that that's just me personally, though.
I'm with you. I pray to God, not to Jesus. Pray to God in Jesus' name, I think is the best way to address your letter. Pray to God in Jesus' name. And yeah. What else?
And another thing too is like I think God created this wonderful place for us, man. I think our job is to try and make Earth a better place. Because like dude, when you think about like if you go to heaven, what would you want? And I've had moments where like I've been in my backyard with my dog, and I figured like if heaven could be a place on Earth, this is it. Like this is literally it. I was so happy. I was so contented that like literally God has given me what I wanted. What more could I want? No, obviously I don't know what else he could offer me, but like it's pretty great here sometimes. And I think like what Earth is true neutral. It's neither heaven nor hell, and we can kind of carve out whatever we want here personally.
100%. Well, that's a good note to leave it on. Taurus, I guess we got real Hierophanty at the end here. A little bit, real papal. But yeah, man, what are you up to this week? What should people keep an eye out for?
I'm just creating I'm trying to do like a video a day right now, just trying to put out content because I've had a lot of time to think and reflect, and I've got some ideas. And I was actually going to do a video. I've been planning a video a long time on how much I dislike the prison planet. I want to do a video railing against Satan's Little Season, and I
Ooh.
want to do a video railing against the Luge Farm prison planet thing. So I'm definitely like there's a lot of things where I'm like not hopeful about, but like long term, dude, I'm so white pilled, it's crazy. So
Totally. Guys, got Merlin's page up on screen here. Link is in the chat. It's going to be up on screen. Boom.
thank
Guys,
you,
go subscribe to Merlin, Wise Wizard Merlin with a Z in Wise. Let's push him over the edge to 1,000, y'all. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Push. Push him over the edge, Taurus style. Oh, real quick, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, in Scorpion King. Taurus Scorpio axis.
Ooh.
Pretty cool.
That's actually sick. Yeah.
Right. That's all right. I'll be honest. That's the one movie that he was in that was good. Okay. That's the one good rock movie. And Fast Five. And Fast Five.
You're gonna hate me again, dude.
What?
Did you not like The Rundown?
Is that the one where he's like holding the 2x4?
Maybe it's the one with him and Stifler. Where they're like in the fucking jungle. It's got Christopher Walken. It's got is that Shawn Michael Scott is Stifler, I think, right?
Oh no, I didn't like that one. No. That one. That shit was
that
that was straight white trash.
White trash.
Yeah, that movie's white trash movie.
Shit, I'm not white trash. I'm a lot of things. I'm not white
That's
trash.
That was like Johnny Bravo tier white trash. My mom wouldn't let me watch something like that.
Okay, right on.
My mom would turn that off and say it's white trash.
She's a classy lady.
Not really, but no, she is. But no, that movie was kind of, I didn't really like that one. There's one where The Rock is a sheriff. It's kind of like that.
Let me look it up.
All right, I don't like them all. Okay, I said Fast Five. That's the only good one. Okay.
Walking Tall. He's a sheriff.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. He said he wasn't that tall.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's still tall, but the boy's capping. It's capping. Or he's got some serious spinal compression.
You think you Mog the Rock or what?
Who's asking? Who's judging?
Women.
No, I don't think I. Well, I don't know. I think I could give him a run for his money if he let us both loose at a, you know.
Yeah.
Who knows? No. But I don't know, man. Do you think you Mog the Rock?
No, man.
I don't know. I think you got a chance.
We're both bald though, so like he can't hair mog me. So we got that going, And I am bulking, but I got a ways to go till I'm fucking rock bulk.
You know who else we forgot to talk about? Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, bro. Yep. Played for the Chicago Bulls. A lot of piercings.
Dude, I can't believe Colin thinks he roasted me with this. Bro, you roasted yourself. Yeah. MGK. Fast and Furious. I'm taking Fast and Furious every day of the week. Okay.
I've never seen a single Fast and Furious movie ever in my life, dude. Not a one.
Not even the ones in Florida?
None of them. I've seen zero of them. I'm not a car guy.
Yeah, me neither. Love you, Colin. Just teasing. Colin Gooch. What a patriot. Is that your real last name? That's funny. God bless. All right, guys, go subscribe to Wise Wizard Merlin. Go subscribe to my astrology channel.
Dr. Narco Longo.
Yeah. Here we go. Dr. Narco Longo. Links coming in the chat. All right, y'all. What's up, man? You want to close with anything, or?
No, it was a good Taurus stream. Yeah. It was fun. We had some laughs.
Could drag it on a little long. That'd be Teresian.
Yeah, drag it out. Take it slow.
Well, actually, Merlin was saying he was gonna sing us some of his favorite MGK songs to close.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Dude, the next stream is gonna be good though. I mean, they're all good, but we both have a Gemini in our chart, yeah.
Yeah. Merlin's a Gemini sun. My ascendant is Gemini. Yeah, Gemini is fun to talk about.
That'll be good shit.
Oh,
Merlin was going to close some Backstreet Boys. It's gonna be May. No, that's the NSYNC, isn't it? Yeah.
I didn't tell anyone, but I went on a short little road trip. Went to a short little road trip through a couple states: Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Arkansas, and back. Since our last stream, that went well. It was fun.
That was this week then.
Yeah, this past week.
Oh shit, dude, that's cool. Was that for a video or something else?
No, just driving around, hanging out.
How about the? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What's up?
I was gonna ask about the last video you put out, dude. You didn't talk about that during the stream at all. You put out the video about what was it, Atlantis and or was it?
Oh yeah, Tampa and Atlantis.
Tampa and Atlantis.
Oh yeah.
The people have always been saying, put a video out, and that was the first one in a hot minute, right?
Oh, look at that, dude! You search Dr. Longo. Look what people search up. Look at these recommended things. No way. Oh wait, that's the other Dr. Longo. That's Dr. Walter Longo. Sorry, I was getting proud of myself for a second. But
you're known for your diet stuff too, though, so there might be some double dipping on that search there.
Yeah, I mean, I got some recommendations. But I want to go to Old World, Florida, actually. Guys, go check out my new video. Tampa was the royal city of Atlantis. There's a royal Atlantean right there. Atlantean woman using her Atlantean crystal to order.
Bro, have we talked about the new Odyssey movie coming out from Christopher Nolan yet, or what? Did you hear about the new news on that?
No, what?
Well, it's who they have playing Helen of Troy. You know,
oh, yeah.
But then, dude, they're casting allegedly Ellen Page. I'm sorry, I'm dead naming him. Elliot Page.
Ellen Page.
As
Elliot Page.
Achilles.
Elliot.
As fucking Achilles. Following Brad Pitt's Achilles. No,
that's fake. I think that's fake news.
I think it might be too, but the rumor's out there. I don't know. But like, it's
fake
fucking
news.
Crazy.
All the other ones are real. They've got the ugly girl of, we'll just leave it at that. But
yeah.
No, Troy is goated. The original Troy, Brad Pitt, Sean Bean. What's his name?
Legolas.
Orlando Bloom.
Yeah.
Eric Bana. Fucking, what's his name? Peter O'Toole. Okay. Rose Byrne. Straight fire.
Yeah. That was such a good movie, man. The Hector fight scene, just everything about it, bro. Yeah, Brian Cox was in that movie.
Yeah. Dude, Brian Cox has narrated so many good like conspiracy documentaries, like old.
Yeah?
Yeah, like he narrated this John Dee documentary. That was really good.
Interesting. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Diane Kruger, Helen of Troy. Compared to the new Helen of Troy, it's a fucking travesty, man.
Dude, Diane Kruger. Whew.
Yeah.
What's her sign?
Let me look it up.
I feel like she's a Cancer.
Diane Kruger. Wow. Did you know that?
No.
You yanking our chain? Yeah, she's born July 15th.
Yeah, she's beautiful. Usually not a big Cancer fan myself, but she's German, so that tips the scale in her favor.
Sure does. Yeah, but Helen was the beauty that launched 1,000 ships. And now they've got this chick playing her.
Ugh. Like, let me. Do you have a picture of her?
I'll pull it up. Yeah, let's go. Helen of Troy. Images.
What does a Giga Taurus look like based on the celebs you've gone over so far? A Giga Taurus is, yeah, we need to start just like using these terms like Taurus coded, Giga Taurus, Taurus cell. A Giga Taurus, honestly, not to glaze, but The Rock is kind of a Giga Taurus. Dennis Rodman's a Giga Taurus. Look at Dennis Rodman on the Bulls, has a nose ring, pierced to high hell. What else? Don't ever talk bad about that man.
Dennis Rodman.
You know the Dennis Rodman video where he's like, "Don't you ever talk bad about my friend. Kim Jong-un is a beautiful man. How dare you talk bad about him?"
Dennis Rodman is Taurus maxing for sure. I got a picture pulled up of Dennis Rodman. What if we've been? There's a good chance we've been lied to about North Korea. You know, what if North Korea is just based as fuck and everyone's just happy over there?
Can you search? Dennis Rodman, Kim Jong-un?
Sure.
Did you know that they're close friends?
Yeah, because Kim Jong-un loves basketball, so he goes over there and tries to smooth over geopolitics, man. That's Dennis Rodman being he's Taurus maxing so hard, bro. He's got the tattoo, he's on the Bulls, he's got the nose ring, and then he's carrying the US geopolitical sphere on his back, like literally Atlas, bro. He's Taurus maxing. Are you muted? Or are you as quiet as fuck?
Yeah, I was muted, sorry.
You're good.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All right.
Shout out Dennis Rodman.
Probably a nice guy.
All right, everyone. Have a good night.
Yep. Wild Indian, yeah.
Hey, V, line them up.
I'm a wild Indian, you know I go crazy. Ain't really Indian, that boy fugazi. I just keep it player, you can never play me. You got an ass so fat, girl, let's make a baby. And another one. Then I'm back to the trap, I'm trying to double some. She a bad woke chick, and I love her tongue. We some jurisdiction boys, we some one-on-ones. Look, don't compare me to no Martin dog, I'm like Malcolm X. Die by that freedom, we'll leave a cracker stretch. Round of applause, boy, you know we clapping text. Chucky dog, child's play, yeah, nigga, that's what's next. Open up the cans just like Arizona. Pull up masked up like we got the Rona. We set up jurisdictions when we buy the corner. How you claiming that's your hood and you